it is the extra in my pay, the less that I have to earn towards my trip. Because for me to do all of this, the trips for me are a major perk because I would never be able to go on trips like this. So the fact that I could earn less points towards my trip is a major thing. And the other thing is when you are a director and you do strive to hit that directorship every single month, you also then all what falls along with it is excellence. So I have wait, hold on, it's right here. So when you are keeping up your directorship and your recruiting and you're doing sales to keep your directorship up and earn your trips, you also get to get bracelet. So, and to me, it's not even about the bracelet because I really don't walk around with this all the time. For me, it's the 500 Pampered Chef dollars that come along with it because the entire year I'm spending no money on paperwork or anything like that. So I do love my bracelet. Not that I don't love it, but as you can tell, I'm really not a big jewelry person. No earring. So for me, it is everything else that comes along with it. Not so much the bling. And some people love the bling. And if you want to work for it, then hey, that's great. But for me, it's being able to take my family on a vacation. And when you want to keep your directorship up and promote, it sort of all falls into place. That's what happens. And yeah, so for me, that's what it is. And that's some of the perks. I might have forgotten some of them. If Jess would have told me, I would have wrote them all down to make sure I knew all of them. But
I think that was
pretty good, right?
Pretty darn good. Yeah. Yeah. Does that excite anyone?
The trip should excite everyone because I'm telling you, the trips they're off the charts. The trips are just ridiculous. That's what I work for every year. And my husband are like, what's your paycheck this month? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, but I already earned the cruise. And he's like, well, what did you make this month? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm going to Riviera Maya next year. That's all. So it's all it's all what excites you and what your family needs. That's my, opinion and take on all of this.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Also, myself now. Hold on.
Roseanne and I are teaming up with each and every one of you to help you promote. So what you can expect from this program and from us is lots and lots and lots of support and training. And only you can make it happen. Just remember that. We can bring you to the water, but we can't make you drink it. So just remember, you can really make out of this what you want to make out of this. And we're very excited to get together and help you guys achieve your dreams and goals. The other thing that you can expect from this is a lot of fun. We're going to put a lot of fun into this, and we're going to make it as interactive as well as we can. And the support system is not only through just Roseanne and I, but everyone else. Team up with someone, get an accountability partner as well, because that will really help you too. So I wanted to go over in a little more detail on what the requirements are and the expectations are from you guys, from what we expect from you guys to achieve your goals and get this program underway. So one of the biggest things key to recruiting is being in front of people and getting hitting the numbers. It's really a numbers game. It's what it comes down to. So that is why we are requesting and expecting you to book 8 shows per month, but at least hold 6 per month, okay? And any show types count. That's fundraisers, that's virtual shows, catalog shows, cooking shows, or classes. I like to call them cooking classes lately. People seem a little less intimidated to book by calling it a cooking class rather than a party, because sometimes they get scared. Oh my God, a party? I got to clean my house. So anyway, we're going to have calls set up for this. We're going to have Zoom sessions and the recording. So if you can't make it, you can always go back to the recording. Now, I started recording this call, but I missed like the first 3 minutes of it because I forgot to hit the record button. So one of the biggest things I think that will help us support you guys is also knowing what your show schedule is. So I'm going to real quick, I'm going to do a share screen, and I'm going to show you on Consultants Corner where you can go to log your show dates. And this way Roseanne and I can pull that up.
Wait, I'm doing a happy dance. 1 second. Wait, I'm going to do a happy dance. Hold on. No, go ahead.
So let me sign in here. Everybody can see my screen, right? Okay. All right, so let's go. Let's go. So it's in Consultants Connection is where you can log your show schedule. So just to show you where to go, you can go under the quick links right down here in the middle and go to Consultant Connection. Consultant Connection. And then right here in this calendar, and you can just click on the date that you may have a show and hit OK. Now this, and then you'll have blue dots. See that? So then we're able to click here on this team calendar, and then we'll see when you have shows scheduled. So as you can see, I've got nobody on the team currently using this feature. So this
Jess, can I say one thing?
Yep.
Okay, so I just found out today because I was actually going in and sending out my little Strong Start cards for whoever did, whoever is active by time the 15th comes, because they're going to get that paycheck and the whole thing. They just actually made that feature available also to team leaders, which I did not know that before. So anybody who's a team leader can, if their team does that, so when you promote to team leader, you're actually like seconds away from promoting to director. So what happens is when everybody gets in this habit of doing this, then even though we're still working with the team leaders to promote to director, it just makes it so much easier for us to then coach everyone and know what's going on and find out where, right? Yep. So we can find out where when we're speaking to everyone, you're like, oh my God, I did a show on Saturday night. It was amazing. The show was $1,000. Oh, that's great. How many people were there? There was 60 people there. Okay, well, okay, so there were 60 people there. Why is the show $1,000? So, okay, we did a show and there were 4 people there and the show was $600. Oh my God, then that's amazing. So it allows us then to know when you're working. This way, nobody is texting us and saying like, okay, we worked this date, this date, this date. I started printing out like team logs and I'm like, okay, this is a little bit crazy. So if everybody could just take 1 second and do that. Now, eventually, when we do my shows, it's eventually going to end up on Consultants Connection, but we all know that right now that Pampered Chef is going through a change and they're updating everything and changing everything over. So right now this is one extra step, but if you want to promote, then the minute you hit team leader and you have people underneath you, you're going to want them doing it also. So even though it seems like a pain and we're asking you to do an extra step, it really only takes 2 minutes. And in the long run, the benefit to everybody is amazing. Right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm muting myself and I'm shutting up now.
So, so like she said, by filling out this calendar, this will definitely help us support you too. If you have something really exciting to share, that happens at a show, please text us. We want to know. Anything that you want. We're going to also be able to track your numbers. I will post on our team page a 90-day tracker sheet that you can download and print out, and this way you can keep track of yourself too. Because over the next 90 days, we're really going to help you focus on the people that you've gotten in front of at your parties. You want to make sure that that you follow up with all the people you come across as well. The other requirements that we're looking for you guys to perform is also to recruit 1 new consultant per month. Definitely participate in all the Zoom sessions, either live with us or through the recorded call. You can also take these dates down. I've got them posted on our team, the group page for this too. But make sure you put these dates in your calendars as well. Set up a reminder on your phones if you need to. So we've got the next calls lined up are going to be September 20th, October 4th, October 18th, November 1st, November 15th, and our last call will be on November 29th. On opposite weeks of those dates, we may hold a quick group meeting either through Zoom again or just do a quick coffee talk on the phone, because I think by us all being in constant contact as well is going to even help hold us all accountable. And please know that even though Roseanne and I are requesting all of this from you, Roseanne and I will be performing, our goal is to perform all the same things we're asking you to do as well. So we're doing 2 recruits a month is what our personal goals are, and holding the 8 shows a month for sure. So we will, if anybody wants one-on-one with either of us, just request it and we can set it up. I'm going to, after each call too, there's going to be a Google form that will be sent out. That's basically one of the homework assignments that we're going to give you guys, is just to fill out this Google form after the call has commenced, and basically it's just proof that you were on the call because it is one of the requirements for you is to participate in these calls as well. In the event that you cannot hit all of those expectations in a given month, you can use a mulligan. And we're allowing you to use 3 mulligans, is what we're calling them. Each mulligan you can use for missing a call or webinar, not hitting the show requirements, or not hitting the recruiting requirements, and then also for not even doing your homework. But you want to use these wisely. So make sure, obviously, the easiest one to not use a mulligan for would be your homework. There's no reason really why anybody can't complete that. So at the end of each call, we're going to have a, I just lost my train of thought. I'm seeing all these hand signals from Roseanne.
Well, I I said, so the easiest thing not to use your mulligan for is watching the call that's recorded and doing the homework. So you never want to use a mulligan for any of that. But I'm Italian, so my hands are always going. So the easiest thing not to use a mulligan for is watching this recording, doing your homework, and saying that you watched the recording. There we go.
Gotcha.
So now I'm cutting up.
Perfect. So, at the end of each call, definitely will be your homework assignment, and we'll always give you an action item as well to complete. So, at the beginning of the month, I believe there was a challenge I had put out there for you guys to book 2 shows. So then they were 2 new shows. And the reason I did that at the beginning of the month was to kind of get you a little bit more pumped, a little more excited, and get those extra shows on your calendars that you needed. So hopefully there were some good results from that. So I'm going to mention that in the Google form that's going to come out after this call, because Roseanne and I would like to know how your success was with that mini challenge that we gave you. So that is really what I wanted to just talk about. Just make sure, just reiterate like what the expectations are of this call. This is just really a kickoff call for this program that we're implementing for you guys. And I'm going to open the floor now for any Q&A. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any concerns? And Roseanne, is there anything I maybe missed that you think I should have mentioned that I didn't?
Nope. That's absolutely perfect.
I don't know about
perfect. No, it was perfect. But do we want to set up a call with everybody on our respective teams? Or we're going to do the next call is going to be that call 1 of the onboarding and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, the next call is that one's for September 20th, and that's that's the very first official training call.
Perfect. Okay, that's it. So you covered everything.
Okay.
I couldn't have done it that good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so does anybody have any questions, any concerns, anything they want to share, anything good that even happened over the last 2 weeks with your businesses that you want to share, or any tips?
So I just have a quick question on officially, like this is starting the beginning of September, 90 days, or are we starting like October or September 20th, 90 days out?
Well, we officially started September then.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really running from September 1st through the end of November, right? Yeah, the end of November. And in December, we're going to do our, at some point in December, I think we're going to do our graduation, if you will, party. So that'll be exciting.
And this is our busiest season. So this is like the absolute best time to do anything like this, because we are going to get, you're going to think no, but I promise you, after how many years, this is our absolute busiest season. So just have blind faith in what we're telling you and what we're asking you to do. And I promise by the time January comes, you are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe the results. Right, Jess?
Yes.
Just do it. We did this. We went to Chicago. When did we go? March?
March. Yep.
March. We went in March, and we're actually now seeing the results of just do it, right? We're actually now seeing the results of what went on. So we're actually implementing what they taught us and we've done and had to do, which is more than what we're implementing out to you guys, because it's in half the time. But I promise you, if you have blind faith, it's it will happen. And if that's your goal to promote, then you will, by time the end of December, January comes, you will be there. You will be there.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Here's my rah-rah. My rah-rah.
Yes. Jess, I have a question.
Yes.
Since you don't see my actual calendar dates, do you want me to just email you or text you what I have?
Yeah, Patty, if you could email them to me,
Okay.
that would be wonderful. You
Okay.
too, Melissa, because I can't see your numbers either. So, Melissa,
Okay.
you could email me your calendars too.
Okay, and I have the same thing, Vinny and Patty. Like, I already reached out to Jill, and I asked her to send me that, but, and Joan. So the three of you. If you could please just text me your dates so I can put them in on my thing. Jill gets very, very busy, and I need to know what's going on because I don't want you guys to be lagging behind, not getting the recognition, not knowing. So if you just text me your dates, I will put them in on my calendar the same way Jess will do for her hospitality people.
All right.
So I know I can see Joan. Wait, I can see. Okay, Vinny, you got me, right? You're going to do that? Okay. So Joan, Vinny, and Maggie's on the phone. So Maggie, I know you're busy, but just please do that for me. If you could just text me your dates.
All right. Any other questions? Anything else to share?
Anybody
I have a question on virtual parties. If you do a lot of virtual parties, right, Jess?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why doesn't anybody buy anything from my virtual parties? I've had 2 parties this weekend and not one sale at all.
How are you, first let me ask you this, how are you running them? Are they 1 hour parties or are you running them like as a 7-10 day long party?
I'm doing them 1 hour, but I'm doing post beforehand and post after.
Okay.
So one started on Friday. One was on Friday. She's in Alaska, so the time difference was kind of odd. And then I have one going on actually right now. Sorry. She could only do it at this time, and she had some people. I don't know. They seem to be interacting, but the first party, nobody interacted at all. There was one person that interacted.
And how many were invited?
To the first party, there were 26 people.
Okay.
And 4 said they were going. 3 said maybe. And then to this party, there were 30 going, and I have about 8 people interacting on it.
Okay.
It's in share. So,
Okay.
And I don't know, this party might pan out to be something because people are interacting, but.
Okay, that was my next question about interacting. So are you playing games at all? Like guessing games or anything like that to get them?
I have a few games going on.
Okay. Looks good.
Yeah.
You're doing all the right things. The only other thing perhaps you could do is be in more contact with your host and give your host more instruction on what her expectations are as a virtual show host. Because I do find that requesting, and keep in mind that they're hosting a party because they want to get some free stuff, and you're helping them stock their kitchens. So give them explicit instructions, even give them the words to say, because that'll make it easier for them.
Yeah.
And that will also help to get bookings down the road too, because they'll be saying how easy it was. So instruct your hosts to personally message the guests.
Yeah.
And not only just on Facebook. Sometimes I'll say, can you send this text message? Can you send this message via text to your top 10 friends in your phone?
Yeah.
And include the shopping link in that text message.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody communicates 50 different ways these days. So you want and say that to your host and say, even though we're doing this virtually and we're doing this on Facebook, you still want to send an email invitation. You still want to send that text message invitation, and you want to get that personal contact. I mean, there's a jamboree party that I got invited to that I have yet to get a personal message from that host. And I didn't respond to that. But like I kind of like accept invitations to other direct sale parties too, just to see what that host does. Like if I even hear from that host, like, and this is someone that I don't really talk to that much, but you know, a personal quick message from her would have been nice. Like, hey, I sent you an invite to my online jamboree party. I just want to make sure you got it. Because sometimes we don't see the notifications either on Facebook. So, Joan, I would definitely try.
Jess, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have to go. They're telling me to shut down my cell phone.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Right.
I didn't mean
Thanks
to
for all
take.
the thanks for all the good stuff.
You're welcome. Safe flight.
Safe flight, safe flight, safe flight.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to take up the whole meeting with. I just, you know, I didn't mean to take up the whole meeting with. Bye, Tina. With my question, but hopefully this party, my party on Friday, I'm still trying with the host to communicate with her, for her to communicate with all her people.
Yeah.
You know,
and remind them too that you need a minimum of $200 in sales in order for you to give her any host rewards too.
Yeah.
Sometimes like saying it that black and white is a good thing. Because I'll share with everybody what transpired with me over the last 3 days. Because I had cooking shows on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week. And my Thursday night show, that show had 3 people show up. One out of those 3, two of them were a couple, so really only 2 people showed up. But out of those 2 people, the sales are only $127, but that was just the 2 orders. The host didn't have any orders ahead for me. Then one of those 2 people booked a party for October, and then the other one is interested in the business. So I'm supposed to be actually talking to her tomorrow.
Yeah.
About the business. So even when your host tells you that they're going to have 3 people come, still go. You don't know what's going to happen at the party.
I agree.
And then I just messaged her because I have now, since, I don't know if you guys do this or not, but even for my cooking shows, I create a Facebook event. I friend my hosts all the time, and I create a Facebook event even for my cooking classes. And then once the party's over, the next 3 to 5 days that party's open for, I'm treating that now like a virtual party. I am sending posts to that event and constantly still in front of her guests. So that's what I've been doing still with that Thursday night party. And she did tell me, you know, that she definitely had to, that night when I left, that she had 2 more people that were going to be placing orders, and they haven't ordered yet. So I messaged her this evening, tell her, you know, to remind her that we need at least $200 in sales so I can give you some host rewards, 1. And 2, no online orders have been placed yet. So it's time to start sending a quick message out to your peeps, I said.
Yeah.
Get these orders in because we're supposed to wrap this up by Tuesday. So,
Okay, so I have to say one thing. So Jess, the other thing that you did, and Tina's not on here now, but she had a party also over the weekend that was supposed to have more people at. And I don't know what happened. We all have this go on. I did a party last night, and like, you know, I had stuff going on in the house with my daughter who went away to school, but I still went and did the party and everything like that. And it was supposed to be, I don't know how many people were supposed to be there, but it ends up being 3 couples that were there. So the sales were not that great. The 3 couples, so you figure that's 3 buying guests. But of the 3 buying guests, I think the party was $400 in sales. So that's not really that bad. One couple spent $200, and then everybody, the other 2 couples that were there, spent almost $100 each. I booked 1 live cooking show. The live cooking show is also a strong recruit lead. And then I booked a catalog show. So you know what? It was 5 minutes from my house. Now, also, this show, my hostess is not a big Facebook person, and she didn't want to be on Facebook. And I know that Tina just recently had a show the same way Jess did. Now, Jess, did you go live in the Facebook show that you set up?
No, I didn't.
Hostess.
No, I didn't do Facebook Live.
Okay, so then it was Tina. So Tina, during her show, being that there was this Facebook show set up and everybody didn't show up, she actually went live, which I think is a good idea. Don't you, Jess?
Yeah, it is.
Went live during the Facebook show. Obviously, she didn't record 2 hours of it in Facebook Live, but she went live during the show. And even if you want to do snippets live during the show, then everybody's getting the notifications. So every show you do, as long as the hostess is okay with it, you should really be setting up a Facebook event for it. Yeah. And then you can actually go live during that Facebook event, even if it's just with the dessert, even if it's just with, everybody eating and how beautiful it looks. Because that's going to give them more notifications, and then it gives them more a feel for what's going on. Okay, so now I'm shutting myself off again.
You're so funny. So try those added tips there, Joan.
Yeah.
Maybe the one that you have going on now too. See if you could narrow down a time that works for the host and a few of her friends to be on the event and do a Facebook Live. Like highlight a product. Like take 10-15 minutes and actually go live in your kitchen and make something. That's an added feature that I've just started implementing into my own.
That's a great idea. I like that.
So I've been doing the whipped cream maker.
That's it. That's the big thing. The whipped cream maker. So popcorn. Go for like the popcorn maker. And obviously you're not going to stand there for 3 minutes and show your microwave with the popcorn maker spinning. But even if you start it and just go live in little snippets over, the 2 days before, during. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that hour-long Facebook show. Just what do? You do more the hour-long, or you're doing more of the 7?
It's like 50-50 now, because I do give my hosts the option.
Jess is more active with the Facebook stuff than I am. So for me with work, and I'm so technologically illiterate that doing Cynthia over an hour gives me a nervous breakdown. So if anybody here really wants to come to my house and help me, I will feed you. I will do whatever. But the 10-day show works better for me because I'm stupid when it comes to all of this stuff. But I think the Facebook Live, when you do set up an event for all of your shows, even I'm very good friends with Christina Maniscalco. And at the end of all her shows, she will say, oh my God, the show is great. Sorry if you couldn't make it. Look at this beautiful recipe. This is what we made. And then a couple of days later, she'll go on and say everything is shipped. And she'll just give like little updates and little tidbits during the entire thing. And I think that's turning into being a lot more personable.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
My last show
What?
was a catalog show.
Uh-huh.
And the girl wanted nothing to do with the Facebook, and it wound up being an over an $800 show.
That's great.
So
That's great.
Yeah.
You had a very good working host too.
Yes.
I did.
The host actually has to put some work in order for it to actually happen.
Well, she did that.
You should.
When you
should
create the, oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. 1 second. Pat, you should give her a quick follow-up call and thank her again for being your catalog host last month, and ask her specifically how she got that $800 in sales. What did she do to get $800 in guest sales? Exactly.
Okay.
And then at the end of that call, you can tell her, you would be great at this. I would love for you to join my team.
Okay.
Because, I mean, catalog hosts who do sales like that, why are they not on our team? Right?
Yeah.
So Pat, you just got a private homework assignment.
That's what I did.
Okay. Does anybody else have, Sia, that was you, right?
Yes, that was me. Sorry. I'm on my phone, so I can't see who's talking and what's going on. But I have a question. When you create the event for your live cooking show, do you keep it open for 2 weeks, or do you keep it open for a week so that they see your post?
I keep it open.
Like, how long do you make the event for? Do you make it a week before and a week after?
I try to close my shows up within 5 days after the update. And those of you who are familiar with events and those of you who are not familiar with events on Facebook themselves only allow you to do a 2-week time frame with your show, with your start date and end date. So if you each day, you guys, I created an event for this call tonight too. So you all should have gotten a Facebook reminder about the call. And there was another method to my madness behind that too, was to help us all get familiar with how Facebook even works with the events, because this is what your customers and hosts are going to be experiencing through your events as well. So what you can also do, Sia, with your event is because Facebook allows you to do like a 2-week time frame. So if I went into our call event right now and updated the start date and made it for tomorrow, it would allow me to do that because the end date and time hasn't passed yet.
Right.
But when the end date and time passes, then you're unable.
Then you can't change it.
And that's when you're unable to edit it. So pay attention to the dates and stuff like that you set your events up for, because you can go back in and edit them if you remember.
Okay.
And if you don't, it's terrible.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to say something really quick. I have been lucky enough to been speaking to, everybody knows the guru of all this virtual stuff going on is Charlotte, right, Jess? Everyone knows that it's Charlotte. She has actually promoted to exec, doing nothing but virtual shows. She actually now is starting to do live cooking shows. So she's expanding. We can set up another call because I'll stay on here for another 2 hours. It doesn't matter to me. But we can set up another call, and here's another perk of being a director. Jess and I are actually on a director page for virtual, right? I know Jess is on it.
Yeah.
We're on a virtual leaders page. Charlotte has been most amazing in sharing everything that she's doing virtually. Now, you also have to take into account, and I don't know if Jess agrees with me, you have to take into account where Charlotte also lives. Do you agree with me there or no?
Yes, I do.
So Charlotte lives out in the Midwest where people live 65 miles away from each other. And, getting in your car and doing live cooking shows, it's not like being here on the East Coast. So when you're here on the East Coast, our main bread and butter is being in front of people and being with people. But these virtual shows are a real, I call it gravy. It's a real supplement for what you need to hit the numbers that you want to need. So as we're going through this program, you're going to learn to say, okay, I want to make $2,000 a month. I want to promote to director. I want to make $3,000 a month. I want to make $1,000 a month. And then we're going to tailor what you're doing to that. I don't do as many virtual shows as Jessica does. She is much more computer savvy than I am. She works in Share. So she is amazing at this. But we can actually set up a separate training, which I don't think that Jess will mind doing.
No, not at all. That's
On virtual shows, and we can actually use the stuff that Charlotte has shared with us to do virtually. I am not, and I do not advocate anybody here thinking that they're going to promote to director or run an entire director team in the Northeast or on the East Coast doing only virtual shows. Do you agree with me, Jess, or no?
Yeah.
You could say no.
No, I do.
It's not happening here. It's totally different. But do I use virtual shows to supplement what I have going on with my regular business? 100%. So if we want to set up a separate virtual training, we can actually share her virtual outlines and stuff like that. We can do all of that, but just be mindful. Facebook is yanking anything that is used and used and used and used and used and used. So even though she's giving us all of this, you still have to take it and put your personal touch on it. So like I know Crystal and I know Tina. They're very techie people. So on my end, I know they have no problem them taking this stuff, switching it up, customizing the pictures a little bit and doing, for me, personally, that's not happening. For Rosalie, she might be like 100% on board and be able to do that. I don't know. But Rosalie and I are used to being out in front of people. So if you got to balance your business. That's the whole thing. It's all about balance. And we can do another training for whoever wants to be on it with the virtual stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, good. Okay, I'm shutting up now.
Well, it's just about 9:30, so I don't want to take too much more
God bless you.
time away from
Thank you.
from your busy nights. So anybody else have any comments, questions?
All of the dates that you gave us, is it going to be the same time for the
Yes.
Zoom calls, 8:30?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that pretty much a good time for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of thought so. So 8:30 the calls will be. All right.
Okay. Thanks, Jess.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Thank you,
All right.
Jess and Roseanne.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jessica.
Crystal, did you have a question or you're good?
Thank you.
Good. And look at that. She's so good. She even puts up a thing like I'm good. She doesn't even need to talk. She says I'm good.
Good night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. I don't know how to get off. There we go.